Okay, hi, it's Jane from Clinique TV here, and I'm speaking with Marie Hatzis, who is the founder of Hussy and Madame Marie. How are you going today, Marie?
Very well, thank you.
Excellent. Just got a few questions for you today. First one is, Hussy's been around for about 13 years now. It's definitely a staple, I think, in every girl's wardrobe. What was the inspiration behind starting it 13 years ago, and just give us a few secrets of your success?
13 years ago, we were young with a group of girlfriends going out and partying and having lots of fun and dancing the night away, nightclubs, and meeting lots of, interesting, fun guys and girls. And then the next day would be, where did you disappear to, Hussy? So that's how it came about as a bit of a joke and as just a nickname between the four of us, a little group that I used to hang with at the time, who's still my friends today. And I just decided I didn't really want to work for anyone else and started this label, and it was just a bit of, at the time, to make a bit of money to go overseas and live for a year overseas, which I did. And during that time that I was away, I came back and it had just snowballed and become this little monster of a fashion label that I had to continue it when I got back. And I've just been working really hard ever since.
Oh, and we can definitely tell. So in 2007 you started your new label, Madame Marie. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and what are the main differences, do you think, between Hussy and Madame Marie?
Well, Madame Marie started, 2007. We launched it with a beautiful parade at the Marble Bar. And basically it was a range that I was sort of, at the time heading into my 30s, into my 30s, I should say. And I decided that, I wanted to actually have part of the collection. The Hussy range was always for young girls that wanted to look great and sassy and sexy and fun and go out and party, and it had that sort of funky sort of edge to it. And Madame Marie, I wanted to actually create a label for sophistication and designs that were a little bit edgier and a little bit more contemporary, a little bit more effort that goes into the applications and the beadworks, and just a little bit more ornate and luxurious. So this is why we started the brand, because of the market that we were heading into Hussy, there was a certain price point that we couldn't really cross, and we've always kept that in mind and been based for that. So Madame Marie was a little bit more luxurious. It was for that older sort of market that had a little bit more money behind them and a little bit more established.
Well, I think for both markets that you were targeting, it's that both labels have been a great success, and both in Australia and overseas. So I can see that you've got 120 stockists globally for Hussy, and also Madame Marie being stocked in some really prestigious boutiques overseas as well. Do you have any plans to open up any of your own stores overseas?
Well, we have actually a year ago, almost to the date, we opened up our first store in Bali, which is a really beautiful little tiny boutique. It stocks our collections of a season ago, which is also in the Northern Hemisphere. It's combined with what's selling in America and Europe and England, Dubai, everywhere at the moment. So they're selling that part of the collection, bits and pieces, and some original sort of pieces that were never sold here in Australia. We have had different conversations in the past with people, some business people in India, and some business people in the Middle East and Dubai, especially because they're opening mall after mall after mall over there. So, and the Middle East actually are really loving our product. They really love what we do. So there are conversations about potentially opening up stores. And whenever I travel, and I was in the south of France last year or the year before last, and in Greece and whatever, and I always go, this would be a perfect location for a boutique. So it'd be nice to be able to open boutiques everywhere, but they're very hard to monitor when they're overseas and run. So we will probably work in conjunction with another company to see where that takes us when the economy stabilises a little bit more as well.
Well, we'll definitely be keeping our eyes open for them when we're overseas, but already your label has been seen on some massive celebrities, like I think Charlize Theron has said that she loves your brand, also Danny Minogue. How do you feel when you see big-time celebrities like that absolutely adoring your labels?
Well, I love it, but they need to look good, and that's what I concentrate on doing, right? So it's particularly flattering because of who they are. They have access through their PR people to so many different designers. So for us to be able to get picked out by them after, you know, they've seen thousands of designer labels and garments and God knows what, that's really flattering because they've actually handpicked our particular garments, or they've come into our store. And Lindsay Lohan was just in our sales agent's office in America, which I just found out, and she wanted one of every piece. Of course, they all want it for free, but it's when they actually come in and they actually pay for it themselves. That's particularly flattering, and you know. But I always, they should be on everybody. I like to make people look good. They like to look good, so you know it works.
We've got your brand new spring-summer collection behind us as well, which I'm sure would make every other celebrity look great as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We have named this collection the Warrior Princess collection. I suppose the inspiration, it comes from, you know, many different things, but at the time when I'm actually working towards a range and there's a feeling and I get like a gut sort of instinct about developing a range for the market today, I don't necessarily follow what is happening in the trends, but there'll be something that jumps out at me. For example, I saw in some of the shows there was a lot of Grecian and Romanesque type of ancient historical draping and that sort of toga kind of, you know, feel. And there's a lot of voluminous garments with lots of dresses, with lots of, you know, folds and gathers and what have you. So this kind of, you know, ancient Greek, ancient Rome sort of feeling started to evolve. I was watching a series called Rome at the time that I was really entranced in it, you know, in television, because I just don't get a lot of time to myself. So this was really kind of gave me that sort of Xena warrior princess kind of feel, and it's been really sort of it's flowed through the collection beautifully, and it's a sort of range that dresses from, you know, go from day into night really easily. So we've got obviously our collection is predominantly sort of party dresses and you know, fun sort of wedding dresses and party and formal dresses as well sometimes, but we do the day into night thing quite well, so that we do our accessories, which are flats and little beautiful sandals and also gorgeous stilettos, so our dresses can actually, you know, get carried from day into night when you wear our gorgeous sandals.
Oh, beautiful. I'm just looking around at the shoes as well, and they're divine. I think I'm going to add some of them to the wardrobe too. And finally, last question, do you have, when you as creating your collections, do you have a certain makeup look in mind, or do you have any sort of tips that you can give to sort of create the perfect fashion and makeup combination?
I have certain rules in fashion. If you're wearing sleeveless sort of, you know, dresses, then try and keep the lengths long, or if you're covered up around the shoulders and the arms, you can afford for it to be a micro mini. And when it comes to adding makeup to it, I think that if something's very, very ornate and you're having like this particular piece where it's all around the neck and the beading, I like to keep the palette of the face like a canvas, quite clean and plain and just beautiful. And so when we're doing our lookbooks and our hero shoots, probably the hero shoots, we like to kind of add a little bit more depth to the makeup and really dramatize the look. But if there's definitely a lot of beading happening around the face and the neck, I like to keep it really quite clean and just gloss around the lips, clean little simple eye, a little bit of bronzer, and just very fresh.
Yeah, definitely. And the collection looks absolutely beautiful, so we'll be watching out for that in store. Thank you so much for talking to us today. Thanks.